Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome back. Today we're diving into FedRAMP's Phase 2 and why public input is so important this time.
Absolutely. FedRAMP's been in the news lately, especially with its push to improve cloud security for federal agencies.
They're really focusing on transparency and community involvement now. Did you see they're actually inviting public feedback on Phase 2?
Yes, it's a big shift. For a long time, these processes felt closed off. Now it's almost like they're crowdsourcing ideas.
That's true. And with the secure cloud strategy evolving, it makes sense. But do you think opening up the process will really help?
I think so. More voices mean more perspectives, especially from vendors and users who experience these systems daily.
Good point. Sometimes people building the rules aren't the ones using the tools. Getting end-user input can fix that disconnect.
Exactly. Plus, it could speed up innovation. If someone spots an outdated requirement, they can speak up before it becomes a problem.
Speaking of requirements, Phase 2 seems to focus on streamlining authorization. That should make cloud adoption smoother, right?
Ideally, yes. If agencies can trust a faster process, they might migrate more systems to the cloud. Less red tape, more agility.
But there's always the risk that faster means less thorough. Do you think security could be compromised?
That's a fair concern. But with public scrutiny, any gaps might be flagged quickly. It's like having extra eyes on every detail.
I like that analogy. It's almost like a neighborhood watch, but for federal cybersecurity.
Ha! Exactly. And with cyber threats evolving so fast, the more proactive we are, the better.
Do you think private sector feedback will be as valuable as agency feedback?
Absolutely. The private sector often adopts new tech faster. Their insight could highlight issues before agencies even notice them.
And vendors probably have stories about hurdles in the current process that aren't obvious on paper.
Right. They might also suggest best practices from industries outside government.
I'm curious, though, how will FedRAMP balance all this input? Too many cooks can spoil the soup, as they say.
True, but I think structured feedback, like focused surveys, could help. Not just an open comment section.
That makes sense. Maybe they'll prioritize input from groups with hands-on experience.
And hopefully, they'll be transparent about what changes they're considering, so it's not a black box.
Transparency is key. If people see their feedback has an impact, they'll be more likely to participate next time.
Plus, it builds trust. Agencies and vendors will feel like real partners, not just subjects of regulations.
Looking at the timeline, do you think Phase 2 will roll out smoothly, or are there hurdles ahead?
I expect some bumps. Changing long-standing processes always brings surprises, especially with so many stakeholders.
At least they're asking for feedback early. That could help spot problems before they snowball.
And if they keep communication channels open, they can adjust on the fly. It's better than waiting for a crisis.
Do you think other federal programs might follow this model if Phase 2 succeeds?
It's possible. If public input leads to better, faster outcomes, why wouldn't others copy it?
It could even set a precedent for how government and industry collaborate on tech.
That would be a big win. Especially since technology moves so quickly now, flexibility is crucial.
And with more public input, maybe even citizens will start to care more about how government secures their data.
That's an interesting thought. Sometimes cybersecurity feels abstract, but opening up the process could make it more relatable.
I wonder what the most common feedback will be. Maybe requests for less paperwork?
Ha! Probably. Maybe also calls for clearer guidelines. No one likes vague requirements.
Or more support for smaller vendors. The big players usually have the resources to navigate complex systems.
That's true. Simplifying things could level the playing field and encourage more competition.
In the end, Phase 2's success might hinge on how well FedRAMP listens and adapts.
Agreed. It's like tuning a radio. You need to listen carefully to get the clearest signal.
Nicely put. So, for our listeners, if you have thoughts on cloud security or FedRAMP, now's your chance to speak up.
Who knows? Your input could help shape the next generation of federal cloud policy.
That's it for today. Thanks for joining us as we unpacked FedRAMP's Phase 2 and the value of public input.
Stay tuned, and remember, your voice matters, even in cybersecurity.
A special thank you to MarketUS.com for furnishing us this information.
Here's a question: how do we contact them?
Good question. You can reach them at MarketUS.com or call them at 954-636-3232.
Before we go, this deep dive was created by the MarketUS.com team.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Good point. It's right below the subscribe link.
Thanks for watching. I'm Nancy, your AI avatar. If you like this podcast, you can get one for yourself based on a website, YouTube video, or any source. Contact me to get a customized quote for your content. See you soon.